for you a special question from our community members. Why do we have so few people with disabilities in leadership roles, and how do we change that?
This is a question that Google has been asking itself ever since I've been with the company. It's 15 years now. And I'm happy to say there is a growing appreciation at the top levels of the company that disability it does not mean you can't do the work. It might mean you might not be able to jump over a 6-foot pole or something, but it doesn't mean you can't do the work. And so there's a growing appreciation for this realization. The second thing is that you have to go out of your way to accommodate people, even to find them and to meet them and to interview them. You have to, if they need assistive technologies, they need to tell you that. And too many people are afraid to say anything about a disability they might have because they think that they won't get hired. And so it's one of those catch-22 things. Companies have to go out of their way to say we want to accommodate people with disabilities. This is not a black mark or a check or something in your job interview, but you have to walk the walk. You really have to accommodate. And there's a very peculiar thing which is happening right now here in the US and elsewhere, and that's this privacy issue is colliding with people's willingness to share information about disability, because you're not supposed to ask. And it's sort of like having an interview on the telephone and asking somebody, and what color is your skin? And so you're not supposed to ask. And so you can't say, do you have a disability? And since you're not allowed to ask, how the hell do you ever know, especially if the person doesn't want to tell you? So we have to find a way to make people feel comfortable saying something about disabilities or the possibility of needing accommodation. And you need to be very upfront about that. So we're working on that with our interview process. And when we tell people, come and tell us about yourselves, we say, if you have a disability, don't be afraid to tell us about it. We want to accommodate.
I remember some recruiters trying to call me insistently, and I was like, can you write me an email or send me a WhatsApp or an SMS message? Why do you need to call me? I can be walking on the street in a background noisy environment. So it's hard because I think there are so many things we need to change, but sometimes I feel we don't have the allies to do that, because people talk a lot about diversity and inclusion today, but they don't talk about people with disabilities or accessibility. Last week, I had to explain to 4 journalists why accessibility matters. Like, do I have to explain to you why I need captions, why this is important? But I feel people don't understand this, people who don't have a disability. So it's very hard to fight against this system. And here in Brazil, when you say, okay, I have a disability, they offer you the worst job with the worst salary, and you have no chance to have a better job in the same company with time.
Well, one thing that I think we can do at Google is to, in fact, celebrate our leadership, and particularly if they have disabilities, to be upfront about that. But that means everybody has to be comfortable admitting or saying that they have a disability, and that's been a huge challenge.